All right, so
I have to give you a little bit of credit for this.
Yeah, we can overdub it later. Just so.
Haven't had any crazy stories about. Oh wait, no, I do. I got robbed at gunpoint, mugged.
Checking for me, but I ain't checking for them. No.
it's sleazy real estate guys. But all right, so another episode of the EP podcast here. I have a very good friend of mine. He goes by the name of Tony Montgomery. Tony, so good having you here. How are you doing, my friend?
Good to be here, my legend. Positive and powerful as always, and feeling majestic.
There you go, my man of catchphrases. So I met Tony to one of my friends, Troy. Troy has been had his own episode here before. He's actually right now behind the scenes watching it himself. Troy, how you doing? Good.
Yo,
He's in
Troy,
the background waving.
Troy's my right hand, the Legend Army, bro.
There you go. So Troy is your right hand man. Mm-hmm. Good, man. I wish I felt that way sometimes. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, Troy's a good man. So yeah, I brought you here because you are specialized in topics that I haven't really necessarily had too many guests come on here, if any, actually come on here and talk about. Some of them being things like being what they call like high value man, stuff like red pill, like all the stuff, like more topics you will find in more like more like what's the right word, like more like unfiltered podcasts. Mm-hmm. So I brought you here. I thought there was an opportunity to maybe dive into those stuff. We're also going to talk a little bit about your legend lifestyle, your Tony's brand. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to unpack all those topics and just kind of see where it goes. Does that work for you?
Let's get shit done.
All right, perfect. All right, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. We're very excited to do this as always, and a lot more to come in the future. So, all right, Tony, tell us about your background. Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Philly, but raised in Delaware most of my life.
Okay. We've had a few Philly guests before. We're in Philly.
Shit.
Like West Philly, like I don't know, Center Philly. How is Philly really divided up? Like south, north. Like,
I don't know.
Okay, so you were born somewhere in Philly. Was it near the city?
I didn't even. I was born that exact day.
Okay,
bro.
so you were like, what? You left like at a young age, type of thing.
No, like I wasn't raised there at any point in my life. I was born in a hospital there, but immediately raised in Delaware. Like,
okay, I see.
I didn't live in Philly at any point in my life. I was just born there in a hospital, then came to Delaware.
Okay, cool. Okay, so where in Delaware did you grow up?
Newcastle.
Okay, so what was it like growing up in Newcastle?
Well, like growing up there, like I was the only boy in the family. I had, like no brothers, no father. I was raised by my mother and my two sisters. Mm-hmm. There's one's little, one big.
Mm-hmm. And what's that like, being the man of the house?
Well, honestly, like I was raised to be like to be a good boy, man.
Yeah.
But over time as I grew and matured. There were a few things changed. My papa lived with us for a few years after a few changes happened to the family. Mm-hmm. But like being the only guy in the house, you can imagine how hard it was to discover what it's like to be a man.
Yeah. Well, no, I could say I somewhat understand. So I was actually born in Ecuador. I was born in Ecuador. I lived in Ecuador until I was 8 years old when I finally came to the country then. While I lived in Ecuador, my mother took care of me, and my mother's family is made up mostly of women. So we lived in a female household, majority speaking, and what's it called? And my dad would be working here in the United States trying to get us to come over here and, paperwork and all that stuff like that.
So at the time, you and your dad were separate.
So I wouldn't say separate. We weren't like constantly together. Like, he would come over for like Christmas and stuff like that. So, there wasn't as much father presence there, but ever since, we were here, I've been with my father since.
But he was still in your life.
Yeah. So it wasn't like he just like up and decided to leave type of thing. So, I mean, I somewhat get it. With that comes, you pick up some, as some will say, some feminine, traits, because you're just surrounded by women a lot of the times.
Yo.
But I would say, if anything, you can benefit from that a little bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, a little bit. But then over time, as you mature and get deep,
right,
and embrace your masculinity more, you realize, some of the feminine vibes were meant to be within you, only a little bit,
right?
But But most of them, no. All
Yeah.
It has to be all masculinity.
Okay.
All masculinity.
Okay.
No doubt.
Yeah, we could certainly go into a few of those as we go through the podcast episode. But did you go to school here also, like in Newcastle or in Delaware, or?
I went to many schools. Some of them weren't in Newcastle,
Okay.
but I went to like Southern, Wilbur, Gunning Bedford,
Okay.
Del Castle High School.
Okay. I know. So Del Castle High School, is that the one in Pike? No, in Newport. Is that the one in Newport?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Like near Banning Park. No, I might be thinking. No, I'm thinking of Conrad. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Conrad. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of Conrad. I think. Okay, so
Castle's near Boxwood Road.
no, Boxwood Road. Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. But who was Tony in high school? who was Tony in high school?
Well, high school, like if you pretty much walk in, you're a freshman, you feel like the underdog.
Okay.
You have the underdog story. I was always a people person the majority of my life.
Okay.
I like meeting new people. I like making new friends, making new bonds. I was making friends with almost everybody. Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize that later on you can't make friends with everybody. Mm-hmm. But I made friends with as many people as I can. I had like a few girlfriends there.
A few.
A few toxic friends here and there.
Okay.
But like, I was always a positive person. Always wanted to get more always wanted to get more proactive within my activities. But do you ever get that feeling like before you go to high school, there's one certain subject you are beast at in middle school, and then the second you get to high school, boom, you immediately forget it. It's Thanos from your head.
Okay.
Like
okay.
for me, that was algebra. Like I was a beast at algebra, bro. But the second I got to high school, a friend of mine, Damon, who I've been training for a while, he knew how to do it too, and then boom, it just
Really?
like snaps from your fingers. It's erased from existence.
Okay, yeah, I know, because some people in high school there's typically the people that have their favorite classes either being math or English, and you find that people that do math are typically more logic based, and typically people that do English are typically driven more by emotion.
But
Right. So
yeah,
were you
yeah.
more attracted to English or math, despite losing that algebra, what's it called, that you had in middle school?
Honestly, neither. I was mostly,
Neither, okay.
I was mostly attracted to PE.
Okay.
I was mostly attracted to PE because like I was more attracted to getting into the weight room at the top floor of the gym. Mm-hmm. But like we did a lot of physical activity there, dodgeball here and there, volleyball, while walking around the gym for like 10 minutes and doing God knows.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Okay.
But
so
like,
did you play any sports?
I did track meet freshman year, and the majority of my years, 1 year I did bowling club, 2 years I did art club because I'm an artist. I haven't done art in a while, but it's still a part of my soul. It has never left me.
There you go.
Though a lot of people were afraid it has, because getting so caught up in the gym and my grind and getting abundant in life, I haven't had much time to do anything art related.
Okay.
But I still have all
so
my
that
art
was like
supply.
your creative outlet.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I would go after school after hours. I would go to the graphic designing room and make new friends at art club, find new ways to improve my artwork, make props.
Yeah, so you had a wide range of exposure in regards to people, because I could imagine the people that go to that are favorites of a PE class are not the same that would typically go to art class.
Oh,
so I could just imagine that's a wide variety of people you come across.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like my program, there were like 5 different classes within my specific program that couldn't do the same thing as every other kid in the school, because like apparently our program was for kids with special needs.
Okay.
And I hate it whenever they say these group of kids are special, like it's saying that we're the R word, and I hated that. And some of the kids in my class poked that as a joke, thinking it's funny that they think we're the R word. I don't want to say the actual word.
Yeah.
But
I've actually found that a lot of successful people, they actually suffer some sort of disability, and one that I find common amongst a lot of successful entrepreneurs is, I think, dyslexia, like that's the one I hear about the most. Like it's just like it's always something.
Remind me about what that is.
Dyslexia, isn't that just like when you have? Is it like something with literature or? Yeah, the letters get like flipped in a sense, right? Letters and numbers get flipped. That happens to me a lot, but I've never confirmed. Like I've never been
Do you have it?
I wouldn't know. I guess you only officially know that if it's like clinically proven. No. Yes, yeah, diagnosed. Yes, I don't know
I
for sure.
honestly do have a disability too.
Okay.
But it doesn't really affect anything I do. I still do everything perfectly, but the only thing it affects is my speech. It's called Asperger's.
Okay.
Don't you fucking laugh.
Okay. What is that like?
Well, mainly it affects my speech. Sometimes I talk too fast, uncontrollably. But like I said earlier, whenever I do, I just snap my fingers, take the chance to talk, breathe.
Yeah.
And sometimes it makes me stutter uncontrollably whenever I talk. But that's only if I talk with a little bit of excitement in my voice and how I feel.
No,
but
I understand.
try not to have too much emotion whenever I talk.
Yeah, I understand, but that's what happens when you're passionate about something. A lot of emotion, a lot of emotion comes out, and honestly, some of the best speakers, the things that they're most passionate about, they have a lot of emotion attached to it, and as a result, they get a lot of even more followers because of it.
Yeah, you gotta have some emotion when you talk about certain things.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I try to have a little bit less, just so I don't stutter.
Right.
Like, or I don't think about too much what I want to say. I just say it.
Right.
I just say it as a way it makes me feel intrinsic.
Yeah.
So I don't stutter most of the time.
Yeah. No, that's happened to me with when it comes to like maybe presentations where sometimes I would speak too much and next thing you know I blink my eyes and the presentation is done and I have no clue what happened because I essentially blacked out throughout of it.
And you lose track of what you want to say.
Exactly, right? That's what happened. Well, typically that was because I either didn't prepare enough or whatever the case might have been, right? Right. But no, even Troy would tell you, I don't know if Troy has been told this before, I'm sure he knows, but like even just like breathing throughout a presentation, public speaking is like a skill in itself because that prevents you from like stumbling on your words and stuff like that. It's just like catching your pace in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes, again, you have too much emotion in your voice, you talk too much, and then when you feel like you don't even know when to stop for a second, just to breathe, you go and then like that.
Right. No. I 100% understand you. Okay. So how did that affect you having Asperger's when you were in with like growing up in like middle school, high school, and all that stuff like that? Like I know you mentioned some people would make fun or whatever the case is, but how was that for you at that time being?
Like most of the time, I never really had a problem with talking to everybody that's in high school and making new friends. But it seems like the Asperger's took more effect when I got into high school. I don't know what it was or what caused it, but as far as I can remember from all my other schools, I had no problem talking to everybody else. Of course, I would be nervous every now and then, but when it comes to stuttering or talking too fast, I wouldn't have any problems with that. I guess when someone just like mentions it to me, it takes more effect, and then I start doing that thing more. Okay.
And how is that? So that was high school. And how old are you now?
21. I'm about to turn 22 in October.
In October, okay. So October what?
I'm not gonna say because I want to get to my zodiac sign.
Oh, okay. So okay, and now you're 21. So how is that dealing with that now?
What, the Asperger's?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it still takes effect, but again, like I said, I just do the steps I've been taking on myself as I started improving myself, and thinking about my speech patterns and what I want to say, how I can talk more confidently. Yeah. I do the steps I take. Yeah. And it allows me to talk more confidently. I notice how I talk whenever I talk to people in public, or how I feel when I do talk, or when I stutter or not. And when I had some video interviews recently, didn't stutter once. I was just like, There you go. Good job, man. Good job.
So okay, so you know the whole public speaking now, you've been able to do that, manage it better. You kept it pushing during middle school into high school. You got along with a good amount of people in high school, all the way from PE class all the way to art class. So that's pretty good, man. Let's talk a little bit about your brand. Legend Lifestyle. What is that?
So like it originally came from me creating a community called my Legend Army. Okay. Basically a whole community of open-minded men and women striving to become the best versions of themselves. Because as I got deep into self-development myself, a big pain happened to me that made me want to do it. Okay. And then over time, I had to think of a good brand name. So when legend kept going in my head, some of the songs I listened to had the word legend in it. When Legends Rise from Godsmack, I Know My Name from Easy McCoy, or even Thunder and Lightning from Vo Williams. This is our house and it's built by legends. Yeah. You could be called many things as you gain success, but legends never die. So when that came in my head, I was like, That's it.
There you go.
Boom. Legend Army was born.
Yeah. And what year was that born in?
I think like 2021.
2021?
Because like 2020 is when I officially got into self-development after the pain happened to me.
Okay. So you got into self-development in 2020. So that was during the pandemic.
Yes.
Right. So I was doing I found like a lot of people, created something during the pandemic, whether it was, something in their own field or something in their, career or whatever the case is. But for you, it was building that community of the Legends Army, right?
Yeah, and Legends Lifestyle I actually created this year.
Okay.
Because because I always had a niche for helping people back then, even before I got into self-development. But as I did and started to realize what society is trying to turn men and women into, especially men, I had to take precautions. I had to take action.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard to be consistent with it, but it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to challenge you.
Okay.
I created Legends Lifestyle to show more legends how you could become abundant at a very young age, because I say a few years of grinding creates a lifetime of freedom, because they know they have control of the life they want to create and the person they want to become, but they're just too lazy to put in the work.
Okay.
Because they know, cause every now and then I get this thing from my legends, especially the men, always be saying, Tony, it's going to take too long to get the body. It's going to take like a year or 2 years or years, or dressing up is too much or looking good is too much. It's all too much. I don't want to put in the work. Well, it's your own fault. You can't complain about it.
Yeah.
But you literally have the power and control to become the man you want to become and have the lifestyle you want to live. But if you're going to complain about not having it and you don't want to put in the work, or don't bitch about it, because again, you're the one who's not putting in the work. I can't give you the lifestyle. I can give you the tools and resources, but you are the one who has to put in the work, not me. I'm creating my life. I'm building my empire. I'm grinding, building my character. You need to do the same. So if you don't carry that energy around me, bro. I can't.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got too much to do. I got prior engagements.
You mentioned physical activity and the way you dress up. Are those some of the pillars or belief systems that Legend Lifestyle is built on, or what exactly builds up the Legend Lifestyle?
Well, to start off, there are 5 main pillars in terms of self-development: looks, money, status, game, and mindset, and they all have a vital role to play.
Okay.
My program basically categorizes each part of the pillars and how we can use that to help you become the best version of yourself. One part here, one part there. While me coaching you, we work at each different part simultaneously, but the majority of one certain pillar at a time. Because you can't focus on one thing at a time in terms of self-development. You need to improve all the pillars simultaneously. But if you need to work on a certain pillar, or focus on it.
Okay. So then, all right. So then, can I challenge you real quick? Can I challenge you?
Go ahead.
Okay. So you got the Legends Lifestyle brand and the pillars, and let's say you present this to me. Why should I listen to you?
It's because think about how many men do you know in your 20s that are deep into self-development and red pill and did this at a very young age, by 18 to 21. Yeah. And from that has gained so much abundance over the years. Even though he's not at his peak value yet, how many men do you know are at that experience? Okay.
So your value and appeal is from that community of people that are into the whole personal development thing.
Yes, because as I grew more mature and more abundant within my self-development frame, I talked to a few other people here and there who I've been coaching before I even created the business, what they want to improve themselves on in terms of their body, their style, their relationships.
Well, let's go into that a little bit. I know I can imagine that from the, you look like you're in good shape. So I imagine that and as you offer to me, you invite them, when it comes to the gym, do you just invite them to the gym and have them work out with you type of deal? You put them through some sort of workout regimen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes they follow my routine, but depending on what they want to do what they want to make their body into and how many times they can work out a week, I will create them a little workout program. and the rest of their self-development plan will follow along later.
Okay. All right. So then in terms of looks, what do? You look like you dress up pretty well. So what does that look like for someone that asks you about that?
So the looks pillar is mostly looks maxing. Looks maxing, for those of you who don't know, is maximizing your looks to be the most attractive version of yourself. Now, to do that, you need to understand attraction. Attraction is basically being the best version of yourself internally and externally. But when it comes to looking good, you need to focus on improving yourself externally, the outside.
Okay. So do you mean it from a clothing standpoint or from like a skincare standpoint or both?
All of it, from style to skincare to your body. Because I think about it, what men lack in terms of looks maxing is that they don't do it with the intention of presenting yourself with confidence and sex appeal. Because because they can dress well, but if you don't try to dress with sex appeal, you're not gonna be that attractive towards women.
So what does that mean? Dressing with sex appeal? What do you mean by that?
Because like, think about it, a skinny guy or an overweight guy can't really dress well and have sex appeal within his appearance. I'm sorry to say it, but in this society, with the hypergamy scale skyrocketing, you literally have to put in the work to be the best version of yourself, and to look good in terms of your style, you gotta have the body for it. Because like, again, a skinny guy or a fat guy can't dress with sex appeal. They can't look that good in clothes.
Okay. So you're talking about how they fit the clothes, how they look without the clothes.
Yes, your body.
Okay, that's
in terms of your style. Your body changes everything. If you're fit, I'm not saying you have to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to look like Chris Bumstead or whatever. Okay. But as long as you're fit, aesthetic, or you're going bare minimum or something, as long as you actually fit in the clothes, you feel like your clothes hug your body. Yeah. But it looks, and your clothes complement your physique.
Yeah.
Then that shows you have a little sex appeal. Okay. And you're putting the work in the gym.
So you're less focused on at least with that pillar, you're less focused on the number on the scale, and you're more focused on the appearance in the mirror.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because the main goal in terms of your body is trying to look amazing naked.
Okay.
You gotta look amazing naked, and then because having the body, having your grooming on point, manscaping if you have to, which I would recommend each one of you do. If you don't manscape, you gotta get it to it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I would say that most women would appreciate a man that takes care of themselves physically and all that stuff like that.
Exactly. And plus, when you're especially when you're down in bed, but you don't want to be hairy, do you?
Well, I mean, unless you're speaking to Italians, they have it a little harder. Italians and Hispanics tend to be a little hairier by default. So I mean.
Weird and beautiful.
Well, I'm Hispanic and I'm a little bit, Italian myself. So I can't. It's called, trimming sometimes works out better than going full ball for sometimes, but to each their own. No, but I understand what you mean. It's like it's same thing with a haircut, right? You keep it clean and stuff like that. It's just how you present yourself.
Exactly, your grooming. Because a wise man once said, opportunities present themselves to people who present themselves. And another wise man said, you can't live your best life unless you look, feel, and be at your best. You know who said that quote?
Who said that?
Me.
There you go.
Because when I started my self-development,
that was a good delivery.
When I started my journey, I did make a few quotes, but I had to think about what the quotes were going to be because they had to have meaning in it. When I said, I created that was my very first quote. By saying you can't live your best life unless you look, feel, and be at your best. Notice the first thing I said was look. So that means you have to look. Yeah, you have to look the part to play the part.
Ooh.
Yeah, you have to look the part, live the part. To be the part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you look at a guy who's not well groomed, who dresses like a damn bum, doesn't have his hair on point, doesn't look that good in clothes, even though he might have a good body, but not that good definition, what would you say about him?
I mean, I guess he doesn't really consider himself that much.
His appearance. He doesn't care about his appearance.
Yeah.
But if you see a guy who's almost properly dressed, well groomed, who's like me and you, what would you say?
They take care of themselves. So and from a woman's standpoint, if they take care of themselves, they might be able to take care of me too.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's another thing we're getting to adding value to you in a woman's life. But again, the thing is, handsome guys and ugly guys you should say, have a different set of rules when it comes to approaching women. Well, I wouldn't say ugly, but the guys who are truly
handsome
ugly
and not handsome.
are just too lazy to put in the work.
Okay.
That's what they say ugly. So like think about it like this.
Okay.
And when it comes to approaching women, a guy who is handsome like we are, we could go to a woman flirt, get the Instagram or get the number or communicate here and there, and we could get away with it. But if a guy who is not so attractive, his style's not on point, tries to do the same thing, then he all of a sudden he gets considered a creep, and the cops might even be called. I've actually seen some moments where guys try to do stuff like that, and they don't look like they take care of themselves, and the girl actually does call the cops just to have him go away, and the cops don't even show up. She just shows. She just shows that,
that she's going
has
to
the damn number on the phone. Hits the call button and boom, puts the shit on speaker. 911, what's your emergency? Okay, I'm going.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, so you said physical appearance and looks, and also in the way you dress. What's another pillar again that the Legend Lifestyle preaches?
The second pillar is money.
Money. Okay, so to walk us through that, what does that look like for you, money?
Is basically having a lifestyle that is financially free, financial abundance. Okay. Because like to me, I feel like men should have some level of financial stability before getting back into a relationship. Okay. Because like you said before about adding value to a woman's life, if you can't provide value for yourself in your own life, how do you expect to provide that for a woman? What could you provide her that other man can't if you don't have any money?
No, money matters.
Especially like you have to be her best.
So when someone comes up to you, Tony, and says, "Okay, Tony, I hear you talking about the money. I agree with you on that point, but how do I do that?"
Well, one of the ways is increasing your cash flow. Basically, multiple streams of income. Because as I was working for Burger King at the time, which was my very first job, as I graduated high school, I did have a few other side hustles along the way as I was improving myself. Leaving Burger King did help, but while I was working there, I worked for Michelle's home cleaner. She was the nicest boss I ever had. I worked with her for about a year. She hit me the cash straight up. I worked with Rich, who's part of the service stores, which we talked about. Out at the warehouse, and he would pay me bi-weekly. So I had 3 streams of income, and before I worked for Chase, he did sign me and my friends who were in the program to a job for a month just to see how it would be while still working at the warehouse. I was working at Marshalls and Home Goods, and they loved me there. I always got people going in there with a cart. But I had 4 streams of income. I was making the most money out of my family. I still am. And I only have 1 stream of income while still improving my main business. But as long as you have multiple streams of income, you know where the money is coming in, you know where it's going. I mean, limiting your expenses, living below your means, and not creating a lifestyle with your current income until you know you can pay it off. Because what I think is a man shouldn't give money or spend too much money unless he knows he could pay it off immediately. Okay. Having 4 streams of income,
what do you mean by give? Like donate or like what? Just splurge?
So say a friend or a family member wanted to borrow some money from me. Okay. That's what I mean.
Okay. So in the beginning you would say no, don't give them.
No.
Okay.
No. Focus on building up a level first. Like have $1,000 first, work your way up.
Okay. Sorry. So for the money pillar, you're saying increase your earn income, live off like 1 out of whatever many other streams of income you have.
Live below your expenses.
Reinvest the rest, and just keep rinse, wash, and what is it? Wash. What is it? Rinse, wash, and repeat. Rinse, wash, repeat. Right? Is that what you're essentially saying?
Yes.
Okay. So we covered looks, we cover money. What else do we have?
Status.
Okay.
Status
what do you mean by that?
Third pillar. Like status, basically social status. Online, your online social presence and who you are in person. So getting out and traveling more, making new friends across the United States, across the world, and especially in this society, you need to work on your online presence. Some people who are not into social media, that's fine. I wasn't really that into it either, but it's all a game. You can either play the game or get left behind because think about it, people don't even exchange phone numbers anymore. They exchange Instagrams. When it comes to either making new friends or just asking a girl on a date, you don't ask for the number, you just ask for the Instagram. And when they see your Instagram, they see you have no photos, your account is private, you don't really post that much about yourself. So they're not really gonna see you as a guy worth your time because because women always want the best option. They want a man who can provide a lifestyle for themselves, provide them with a lifestyle.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
And presenting yourself online is very, very crucial. Like showing off your lifestyle, so who you are as a person.
Okay. So you're talking about like a credit score. You're talking about having a social score per se.
I mean, like if you have a high following, you're recognized, people know your name. I'm not saying you gotta be verified. That's a work in progress for me.
Well, at this point, you could just buy the verified.
No. I know. Forget. Yeah, I did see that update, but honestly, if you buy the verification, that is so fucking pathetic. Because like verifications.
You hear that? You blue check freaking people on Instagram and Twitter with 200 followers.
If any of you are buying a verification, you're pathetic. Sorry, but not sorry. because verifications, like everything else in success, they're earned. You're not working for it. You're just taking the easy way out. And if you're taking the easy way in terms of your fitness, your money, many starting illicit businesses to make money, and you buy a damn verification just to get women, you're pathetic. I can't help you. You did this to yourself. You're taking the easy way. I don't know what to say.
There you go.
Sorry, but not sorry. It's the harsh truth. Don't buy a verification. Work for it. You don't gotta be verified just to have a good social presence. You just gotta have a good following to followers ratio. Show off your lifestyle because some people would say for men that's thirst trapping. I mean, you know how some women show off bikini pics as thirst trapping for men. For men, in terms of thirst trapping, in a way, is showing off your lifestyle.
Well, that's what social media is, anyways, right? Just showing the highlights of your life, right?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, right?
And showing who you are as a person. Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll take. You know, that reminds me. I'll take flexing the lifestyle over people who record themselves crying. Have you seen those videos, man? That has to be probably like some of the most cringe stuff I've ever seen. Because we record videos here. You know, we do social media and stuff like that. And then you see yourself from a point of view. I can imagine setting up a camera, hitting record, bursting out into tears, and being like, "All right, let me see if I got that," and then clicking like, "All right, cool." It's like, bro, like just like I could never, I couldn't imagine that. You know, the benefit of the doubt I would give them if their message is strong enough to maybe record like the struggles of then into the future. But even then, it's like, all right, it's like,
yes,
you don't need to. Record yourself crying to show me your struggles, right? You could just at least tell me about them, right?
And plus, even if you do show your struggles, no one will give a fuck because they have their own struggles to worry about.
That is true. Everybody has their own problems going on. So, yeah, people don't really care. I mean, your friends, family might care, but, the social, the world doesn't really at the end of the day, right? So, no, I agree with you on that. Okay. So, we talked about social status. Okay. I agree with just about majority of, like, 99% of things you said. I can't think of something I've disagreed with yet. Okay, so what's the fourth pillar?
The fourth pillar is game. Game is basically charisma, having Riz.
Okay.
Riz, in case you guys don't know, is basically the ability. It's mostly for men. The ability just to do women with so little effort whatsoever, and it's not just with flirting and communication skills in real life, but also your texting game. You gotta keep your texting on point and don't send a fucking paragraph when texting. I used to do the same thing. I cut that shit out. I deleted all the paragraphs. I kept slapping myself in the face. No more fucking paragraphs.
Okay.
So if you have something long to say to a woman, just send a voice message. I hold it and send a voice message. Just speak into it. Let her listen to it. And
okay, I've never heard that before.
I do that.
I've never heard that.
If I have something long to say, but I don't keep it that long. I just keep it short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah.
If I want to take her on a date, if I treat you well, if I'm just flirting here or there.
Yeah, okay. I typically only hear about, well, for one, I hate getting voice notes, so I avoid them at all costs.
Well, it's better than reading a long-ass paragraph.
That I would agree with. That I would agree with.
Have sent me a paragraph that long, and I'm grinding, and then I'm like, what the how am I supposed to read all this?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to read all this? So if a man sends that, and you say you have game, and a guy sends that long paragraph to a woman, what's she gonna think about him?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Knowing how to communicate with people in real life, knowing how to talk and get respect from men, knowing how to flirt with women without being a creep, and you can get away with that if you're handsome.
Okay. So all right. So then, in a social setting, what do you suggest, the average man could do to stand out the most, and not even just stand out, even if they go approach a lady, how do you suggest they go about that kind of approach?
An average man has a really, really hard time approaching women.
Okay. So first off, do everything not to be average, and just going off of the pillars we spoke prior.
Exactly, because
work on those.
Exactly.
So set yourself like in a position of strength, right? Before you approach. Okay, but even if all right, we're talking about the game pillar right now. So even if I do look good, my money is right, my outfit is right, but the moment I open my mouth, it's just fucking mouth vomit.
Yeah, exactly. Because look make you look, character makes you stay. If you don't know how to talk or flirt with a woman, you're not gonna get far, regardless of how good you look. Even if you're sexy, if you have the looks of a Chad or a Tyrone, your money's on point. Boy, your stats high. But if you don't know how to talk to a girl, but she's gonna be immediately turned up. She's gonna walk away because you gotta know how to talk. You gotta know how to flirt. Be charismatic.
Okay, so how does Tony approach a girl then? When he's in a social setting.
Yeah, that's classified. Okay. I'm kidding. I will share.
All right. Just like a quick, just one free game.
Honestly, like when I go up to a girl, when she's sitting there. To me, I look at her and say, "How you doing today? What trouble you causing today?" I said, "What trouble you causing?" And they sometimes they immediately respond with it. They immediately respond really fast and say, "Oh no, I'm not causing any trouble." So I say, "Are you telling the truth?" I notice they're lying if they either look away, they struggle to keep a straight face, they struggle in their lips. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That little corner struggle in the lips. Okay. So I asked them, "Are you willing to do a test?" Yes. So I get close to them and look at them like this. I'd be like, look me in the eyes without smiling and tell me you don't cause trouble.
Okay.
With the wrong eyebrow like that. I give them 3 chances to do it. And then the third time they're just be like, oh, okay, you got me.
Honestly, this almost feels like a sobriety test when you get pulled over.
Exactly, get them psychologically.
I'm like, holy shit.
Sometimes if I do the test on them and they know they're going to fail the first try, they just immediately say, okay, I'm not causing too much. I did cause trouble on Monday, but it's Friday, so I'm trying not to. Or she just immediately says, okay, I am causing trouble. So I say, at least you gave an honest answer about it. I joke with her about that, and then immediately say, oh, I'm just messing with you. I'm Tony. Nice to meet you. Give her a little hand. Jay do the charismatic smile. You don't gotta be like.
Okay.
I'm like do a little cute smirk. Okay. And don't do the no open mouth smiling. No open mouth smiling.
Okay, so Tony gets the number, right? He approached a girl, he successfully got the number, the digits. How does Tony go about, what does Tony do with the digits? Does he text her? Does he wait for her to text him? What does he do?
Well, bottom line, I give them my Instagram because if they don't really exchange numbers, they exchange Instagrams. I do that too. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. So how do you go about that once that happens?
When the Instagram happens, first thing to do is have them follow me. Mm-hmm. And I just do what I do. I still grind, still improve my status. Mm-hmm. And when I feel like I'm gonna talk to this girl, I want to see her. I hear up and say, I can't even.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yo, I don't really talk about this shit much. I usually keep my shit classified because I want to know my secrets. But so basically, I hit her up. I hit her up and say, "You still trying not to cause trouble."
Wiki face. You sent him a wiki emoji. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, wiki face. But when it comes to texting, try not to send too much emojis. So I mess with her a little bit on the text. Okay. Text and try to keep the chat juicy. Okay. And if she wants to hang out, I set up a time in the day because part of the game is also leading the way. There are many ways to lead a relationship and be dominant in it without aggression because women crave dominance. They crave a leader. You gotta be the leader too, and set the day, set up the day for how you plan to win the day and win the date.
There you go.
I set up the day. I set up the time. If I pick her up or not, or I tell her to meet me at the place. Okay. If she wants to drive herself.
Okay. Nice. Okay. These are I would say all solid good points.
And sometimes if they flake and they tell me the last second, I would say that's good. I don't say that's good. How about tomorrow? I just be say oh, okay. I got prior engagements. Let me know when you're free. Okay. Because I tell them to let me know when they're free because I spend most of my time improving myself, and if they want to keep being flaky, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to entertain it, so you leave the ball in their part.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay.
I don't entertain the conversation. I don't be
Okay.
checking their stories or hitting them up if they're gonna be flaky on the first time because I got too much shit to
Okay.
do to deal with that shit, man. I don't got time to
I
even-
hear you.
to even
Okay,
get
so
caught
that
up
was the
in
fourth pillar,
bullshit.
game. What's the fifth one?
Mindset.
Okay.
And this is one of the most important ones because having a good mindset really
So
gets
while
you
it's the
far.
fifth one, it's not the last one. As in, like, it's not necessarily the last
Oh,
one.
it is.
Okay. Why is that?
It's mainly because, like, again, everything else has to be on point.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta have a mindset in order to keep it all in one place and know where your character stands. Like, there's abundance and there's a scarcity mindset. A
Mm-hmm.
scarcity mindset, which 99% of the population have, the average percenters.
Okay.
They find ways to make excuses. They stay blue-pilled and stay comfortable within the place they are, complain about the life they don't have, and find other ways to blame it on.
Okay,
anyone
so
that's not themselves.
the mindset essentially just brings you around and enforces all the other pillars.
Yes.
Okay, cool. My
And the
man.
other one is abundance, which I have an abundance mindset. I highly recommend everyone has this.
Okay. What does that mean?
You take the path of the most resistance. Yeah, a few things will hit you at once, but you know you're a man of many strengths, many values, many abilities. And you're willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to create the life that you want.
Yeah.
And regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the people, and regardless of whatever current situation you're in, you wouldn't let anything stand in your way.
Yeah. So
And
so by that you mean take the harder path, not the easier path.
Yes,
Okay.
because nothing great is gonna come with the easy path. If you want average results, keep showing up and give it average effort. But even when you be at your best, you'll have to give your best effort and do the things that nobody wants to do. Literally, nobody wants to do the shit I do. I hardly want to do half the shit I do.
Yeah.
But still, I do it because that's how bad I want it.
Yeah. Okay. I
Like,
hear
that's
you.
how strong my mind is. Like how I told you earlier, how I take cold showers every morning, even in the winter. For the past 3 years, I've been taking cold showers every morning for 5 minutes, warm at night. And regardless of how cold it is, I still do it. I still take it.
Yeah.
You said you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
cold showers. I still hate it, but I do it anyway.
There you
Doing
go.
things you hate doing, you do them because they make you stronger. That's how strong your mind is. That's part of the abundance mindset.
Yeah, and I'm sure that taking cold showers probably is pretty good for your skin too.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for your skin. It helps your
There
testosterone.
you go.
It gets your body in wake up mode.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
there are many healthy benefits to taking cold showers, and it also makes you mentally stronger.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So So in recap, that was looks. That was money. We had also game,
You forgot status.
game, and mindset.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That was like really great. I mean, we broke down all of them, and they all make sense. They all make sense, man. That's really good for you. Okay, so with that, what are you looking to do in the future with that? With the legend lifestyle.
Mainly I plan to expand that as I do traveling a lot. Well, which I'm still working on. As I travel and find new men to improve on, help bring value into their life, I'll expand that throughout YouTube, throughout my social medias,
Okay, so
and basically just keep helping men long term. And if I do decide to have kids, I would make my son into a millionaire before he's even 20.
okay, there you go. That'd be some really good parenting. He'll be setting him up really well. There you go. Okay, cool.
Because especially with everything I've learned so far at a very young age, do you know how much of a beast my kids will be?
Yeah. Okay, good. So your driving force in that is how much you'll be able to serve your kids in the future, just making yourself that much more.
Basically just having that lifestyle for myself, becoming the most abundant version of myself.
Yeah. Okay, so we spoke about the lifestyle. You essentially broke down what a high value man is, right? I'd imagine all those pillars are essentially what built the components that build up a high value man. No.
Yeah, but what a high value man really is, a man who's reached his fullest potential, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. Basically, a man who's just become the most abundant version of himself, internally and externally. Same as the pillar when it comes to being attractive.
Okay. Wow. All right. So then you briefly mentioned earlier about blue pill. Right, and I've heard the contrary of that being red pill. Walk me through the difference between the two, starting with blue pill.
Well, we're all born blue pill. We're all born average. We're all born in the comfort zone. We don't know what the world is really like, and we don't really want to know what the world is like. We just stay where we are, comfortable, lost, and sometimes we have no sense of direction, regardless of how much we say we do. When we honestly really don't, we were just fooling ourselves.
Okay. So that's blue pill. Just comfort zone. Just not leaving that.
And most people choose to live their whole lives that way. If you want to, that's fine. No one's judging.
Okay. So then, in a contrast to that, what's red pill?
Not only is it meant total self-development, the red pill is basically understanding female nature and human behavior through social dynamics. It's also like exploring the harsh truth to reality. And how many people want to experience that because they know how much it'll hurt, how much it'll bother them, and get many thoughts in their head. Is this the right path to take or not? And honestly, from my experience and a few others who I helped to get into that path, it's probably the best path to take.
Yeah. So what are some of those harsh realities?
Well, first thing, understanding female nature, understanding that looks matter, knowing what it takes to be successful, or how people really behave in terms of social situations, etc.
Okay. Well, with that, I mean, in today's world, the whole blue pill, red pill thing, I know it comes from like the Matrix, right? And I think it's been gaining a lot of popularity probably in the last 3 or 4 years, the whole concept of blue pill and red pill. And I've been hearing it a lot through people such as like the Fresh and Fit podcast, Andrew Tate. Are these people you follow specifically or what?
Are you asking, do I get some of my tips from them?
Yeah.
I do hear a few things from them, but a lot of them I figured out by myself as discovering the whole concept of red pill.
Yeah.
I even asked a few people some questions, and a lot of people don't even know why they don't like any people in the manosphere like Andrew Tate, even my little sister. And that's because most people are sheep. They hear that a million people hate one person for no reason or any other reason.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they don't know who the person is, and they have to hate him.
Yeah.
Just because a bunch of other people do, so you feel like just because they do it, you have to, because most people are followers and they're people pleasers. They'll do whatever it takes to make people like them, regardless of what makes that person happy.
Yeah.
Just to fit into a crowd, they don't need to fit in.
Okay, so then I'll play devil's advocate here. A lot of people say that people that are red pill oriented are typically have a narcissist personality. They're typically misogynist. They're typically full of themselves. That's like a lot of the beliefs that go around with specifically red pill. So what do you say to that?
Honestly, even my own mother called me a misogynist, but that doesn't even bother me.
But why?
It's because like most people, well, especially women, think men are toxic in terms of red pill. It's because, again, it's also understanding female nature, how women truly behave, modern women, I should say.
Okay.
Because what I've learned is they have delusional expectations in relationships. Like, I want a man who makes six figures a year or more, is 6 foot tall, his dick is 6 inches, he has a six pack, and but the thing is, they focus on what the men bring to the table. What do modern women bring to the table for them to deserve a high value man?
Okay.
Because I even asked some girls that question, and they say, add something else, but they said they can answer any juicy question. I asked a few of them just to have fun, but then when they say something about what the kind of man they want, I say, what are you going to bring to the table that thinks you deserve him?
Okay.
Because
what's the typical response you get when you ask that?
Mostly they just say they'll look cute, or they'll just fuck him whenever he feels like it, or they'll just like.
Yeah, and I've seen those questions being asked too. The response I typically hear, oh well, I'm pretty, I bring myself to the table, but they can't really break down what that looks like.
Exactly. Okay. Because like if he's bringing that much value to you, you gotta bring the same thing. And if you don't, then there's no point in being in a relationship. Yeah. Just to say clear, I don't hate women, bro. I love, respect, and value them, but that's why I do this, because they need to be humbled, bro. Yeah. Because
I would imagine you have an appreciation for women. You grew up in a female household. You grew up in a female household, so I think by nature,
exactly.
Okay.
Again, I love respect women, but again, they need to be humble because how you gonna have these crazy ass expectations about a man?
Okay.
Man, and you don't even bring that much value.
Do you think men have crazy expectations of women?
Well, the thing is, sometimes yes, because they don't even know their personal values of what they want in a woman, because there's never really a good time to improve yourself. But I would say if there is, it's when you're single. Because like when you're in a relationship too quickly, you get too comfortable, you lose track of your purpose, who you are as a man.
Yeah.
So take all the time you have while you're single to improve yourself and figure out what you want in a relationship, what you want in a woman, what value you can bring to yourself. Because again, if you can't bring any value to your life, you can't bring value to a woman's life. And if she can't do the same thing with you, then there's no point in being in a relationship. If you think, actually no, if you do improve yourself, but then as soon as you get in the relationship, you feel like you need to stop because you already got the girl, you're already about to lose her because the things you did while in your grind to make her attracted to you in the first place, when you stop doing them in the relationship, she's not going to find you attractive anymore because that's what attracted her to you in the first place. If you stop just to get a girlfriend, and once you've done it, you stop improving yourself, then you're not in self-improvement for the long run. You're just doing it just to get the girl, mission accomplished, boom. But what good is that going to do you?
Yeah. Improve yourself because you want to improve yourself, not improve yourself for someone else.
Yes, because self-improvement itself is a growth process. You need to be obsessed with self-development. That's one of the traits of a high-value man, being obsessed with self-development. You must always want to improve yourself and say, this isn't enough. I want more. Yeah. That's always for me, even before I knew it was a trait. I want more. I always want more money. I always want to look better in the gym. I always want like the best wardrobe.
Okay. So can if I may ask you, what are your thoughts on Fresh and Fit?
I do love Fresh and Fit.
Okay.
I do love Fresh and Fit. I watch a few of their shit every now and then.
Okay. What do you say to all the hate that they typically get from the crowd? I mean, from what I've seen, they get a good amount of support, but then they also get some of the opposite, yin and yang type of thing.
I don't agree with some of the things they say, but the majority of them I do.
Okay.
But some of the hate that they get, there are some people who don't really understand the concept of Red Pill or what they're trying to do or what they're trying to influence on people.
Yeah.
And mainly, most of the hate I see are from some women because they talk some shit about women to humble them. And when it comes to telling women the truth about their delusional expectations in relationships and the fact that some of them bring no value to a man's life or let alone their own life. Yeah. Because like I say, with the world of social media is basically like the new era of relationships. Yeah. Not just in Instagram, but with Snapchat and now OnlyFans. Yeah. Because now I even see OnlyFans advertised on Twitch, and the boys are mad because they don't even have Twitch now. Yeah. They're trying to get away from the OnlyFans, but now when you're promoted on Twitch by some of the streamers, you don't even have Twitch. Yeah. Because because a woman can actually get to her peak value sooner than a man. Okay. Because again, this is no hate to them, but if you're an attractive woman you pretty much already want in life and can instantly get onto a yacht with an Instagram DM, because I mean, think about even some of the girls I work with are younger than me, and they didn't really have to do much to get on many cruises, to travel a lot. They didn't have to do much. It was just immediately given to them. Yeah. But as a man, you possibly have to buy the yacht or rent it. Yeah. Or rent a limo, or grind your ass off building your value. You have to have some sort of value as a man before anyone could give a fuck about you. Yeah. Because you could be the person you are when you were younger, but as you grow older, you need to start adding value to your life and improving yourself just to be better in life. Because again, I said you can't live your best life unless you look, feel, and be at your best. The be is basically looking the part, living the part. Living the part means living the dream lifestyle like you already have it. Fake it till you make it and all that jazz. Still improving your money, getting your business off the ground. You don't have to have a 6-figure business, but I would recommend some of you try to work your way up to 6 figures, see if you feel the difference. I'm still doing the same, and my money is on point. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Last question I'll ask you is, what are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? I would agree with some of the things he says, but again, I do listen to him every now and then, not most of the time. I respect him, and some people who don't like me because I like him, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. me, I'll have to not like a person just because you do.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm not a sheep. I'm a lion. I'm my own leader.
Yeah.
I respect him.
Okay.
And I mainly respect him for his success because some of the things I agree with, like one of the quotes he said was, "There's a difference between want and why." Like, because I was saying that earlier,
Between
but not
what
the
and
way
what?
he said it.
Between what and what?
Want and want.
Okay.
Because like one want is saying like one guy wants to be rich, as if he was saying you want to be able to ice skate, but you don't want to learn how to ice skate that much because you don't want it that bad enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if the other one is you want that body in the gym, you're actually putting in the work.
Yeah.
Because you want it that bad. Yeah, you know what I mean?
So one says, the other one does.
Yes.
Yeah. Sayers and doers. Yeah.
Mainly speak with your actions, not your words.
Okay. I see what you mean. Well, geez, Tony, quite the topics, man. Quite the topic. So we talked about your upbringing, the legend lifestyle, and all of its pillars, all which I agree with very much. Being a high value man, the blue and red pill concept.
There's also the black pill.
The black pill. Okay. You want to walk us through that real quick?
Well, it's not really that much. Black pill is almost like red pill, but it's really an even harsher truth of female nature, and mostly they're more looks maxing aware. The black pillars. I'm only like 5 to 10% black pill because like black pillars think a certain man could do this only because he's attractive. But think about the person you were before you're trying to become high value, before you became attractive.
Yeah.
You weren't always like this. It's not an easy thing to do 24/7.
Yeah.
You can't be attracted 24/7, 365 unless you put in the work and have routines.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the gym, your skincare, your style, what you do in the morning.
Yeah.
What you do in the midday and the evenings.
Yeah. So you said
all matters.
Yeah. You said 10% black pill. So does that mean that you should have a certain allocation towards blue, red, and black?
Well, for me, nothing about me can be blue pill. Not my style, not my masculine frame, not my character. Because if I have a little bit of blue pill, something about my character is weak. Nothing about my character can be weak.
Okay.
I'm fully red pilled, but I know where to keep my head on.
Okay.
But in terms of black pill,
Okay.
I do take my appearance very, very seriously.
Okay. Well, hey, I don't think anyone would ever judge you for making sure you look good. You
Because
look the
one of
part.
the things I mostly get my comment about recently is my eyebrows.
Okay, I see.
My
You take good care of them.
eyebrows and
Okay, I see it.
My eyebrows and the way I dress.
There you go.
Because even some of the staff at the gym I know for years, whenever they see me coming in there dressed, like I just left work or I left like a little business meeting, and they see I'm dressed, I remind them again, that's one of the rules I live by. No matter where I go, look sexy as fuck.
Yeah. So not only do you preach it, but you also practice it, man. So you're leading by example.
Because nothing can be done without practice. Not your flirting, not your gym routines, not your everything. It all requires practice. It's funny how guys come up to me and say they want to be able to master this, they want to master this, I got to master this, but you don't put in the work. You don't want to practice it.
Yeah.
Nothing can be done without fucking practice. How hard is it?
Yeah. So practice.
Yes.
All right. So where can people find you, Tony?
Well, my Instagram is at BOW Slayer, BOW _Slayer.
Okay.
I also have BOW Slayer on YouTube.
Okay. BOW. Okay.
My name straight up on Facebook.
Okay. So Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
I also have Snapchat, but again, when you send me some videos about this, I'll put my Snapchat videos.
For sure. We'll share that in the description in the YouTube bio. So, all right. Well, Tony, thank you so much for coming out and educating us on all these different beliefs, pillars, and everything in between, man. That's really good stuff. Yeah.
Wait, before you end this, I do have a big event coming up, Employee of the Year.
Yeah. So you did tell me a little bit about that off the scene. Come on, man, give yourself a shout out. You remember that. You deserve that.
Yeah. So part of the program, I'm in the assignment at JP Morgan and Chase called Server Source, which is a program that gets you job ready. Even though before I joined the program, I had like 2 to 3 other jobs. They do award ceremonies every year. A few of them are for work attendance, which is a very few people can win that award.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people like 10 to 20 winners. Employee of the Year is the big award. You get back and forth prizes and a big cash prize. I'm not gonna say how much, that's classified.
There you go.
But the winner has to give a speech. So I'm still working on my powerful speech. And
All
I
right,
said,
we'll be there.
I can pretty much invite anyone
Yeah.
I want, as many people as I want. I just told my boss there to add 3 tables with 8 chairs each.
Okay, perfect.
And
All right.
so I'm pretty sure you're invited. You
Yeah.
and Jack and Shore. I'm hoping to see you guys there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Because one of my biggest thoughts about it was, what the fuck am I gonna wear?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about getting 3 different blazers to have in my wardrobe. But it was hard to choose between either navy blue with navy blue, blue blazer and dress pants with black loafers, which I will get, my black undershirt with my gold.
Okay.
Or black under with white blazer and dress pants.
We'll get you connected with one of my buddies, Ian Chinnery. He's all about dressing up really well and all that stuff like that.
I'm pretty confident.
He'll be good at that.
I'm already confident with what I'm going to wear, but so many good decisions. Damn, it's hard to choose.
Yeah, I mean, that's a second set of eyes never hurts, you know? There you go. All right, well, Tony, congratulations on that, man. That's a pretty big deal. We're very excited to come out and see you. We'll be rooting for you as always. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out. We've had a great conversation. I really appreciate it. We hope to see you soon again. Maybe we'll have you back again when you're able to tell us about your traveling journeys in the future.
Oh,
but
definitely, yeah.
in the meantime, if you haven't already, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more episodes. And until then, this has been the EP Podcast. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Stay hungry. All right, everyone.